Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Lewis, and this is my first ever video on YouTube. Talk about pretty much games in general. Games I love, series I've loved. I always sort of listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of streamers. Don't want to name any because I'm not popular enough to name any at all yet. But I just thought, being such a fan and that, and a lot of people say they're fans of things, but I think like I could really have deep conversations with people about it, and I get really excited about it. I get really infused, and so that's kind of just a sort of small overview of what I'm about. And this is sort of more of a discussion channel, more, and sort of reviews and ideas and thoughts, and things that general people like me, like fans of certain game series and maybe movies, we'll see how the channel goes and what I decide to do in the future. But for now, I'm going to start off this video talking about Resident Evil 3 Remake. Resident Evil is a series that is very, very near and dear to my heart. I won't go into massive detail today about why, but it's just one of those game series that I grew up playing when I was young, really young. I mean, from the first one, from just going through the first door, seeing your first zombie as Jill or as Chris in Resident Evil 1, and having to do that bit over and over again just to scare someone, or because I was so new to playing that sort of survival horror type game that I had no idea what I was doing. But anyway, that's sort of a piece of what I'm talking about. But we're here to talk about Resident Evil 3, my thoughts on it as a fan, and just my general overview. So the image I've got up in a minute, I'm going to put it up on this video as well. But what I'm looking at the moment is the image of Nemesis on the cover art, which was leaked on PSN and was, I'm assuming, if I get the correct words, was probably dissected, let's say, data mined. I think that's the correct term, data mined from PSN. As a lot of games are these days, they're data mined and taken off, websites and dissected through early demos, and you get all the modes and everyone gets sort of released early and stuff. So, but yeah, let's get into it. We spent like 2.5 minutes talking about nothing. But Resident Evil 3, let's start with my general first impressions of it. Resident Evil 3, love the series, obviously. Love this game in particular. Resident Evil 3 for me, it took what I loved about 1 and 2 and turned it up to 11. It just kept turning it up. That the game just went from strength to strength to strength. When Resident Evil 3 for me, I know a lot of people love 2, they love 1, or they don't like 3, they like 2, but for me, Resident Evil 1 to 2 to 3 just went from strength to strength to strength. I couldn't sit here and say 2 was better than 3 or 3 was better than 2. I couldn't do it, because each had their own such unique feels and play styles, and it brought something new to the table. So Resident Evil 3 Remake, the image I'm looking at is of Nemesis. The cover art facing up, the image of him facing on. I'm just looking at Nemesis solely at the moment. I'm going to start with him, then we'll go on to Jill and Carlos and the general overview of the game and everything like that. So, yeah, he looks good for the most part. I mean, looking at him, while I'm looking at my screen on my computer now as I'm recording this on my phone, he looks good for the most part. I mean, he's got the skin of like he's decayed, zombie. He's been stitched together. He's obviously mutated to a point where they've had to like put the you can see it looks like staples or something to hold him together before he starts splitting on the forehead, which is always nice. The original was just like that as well. The original Nemesis had the same thing. Noticeable differences though, definitely. He's still got the leather jacket on, and I do like the fact that his leather jacket now actually resembles that of Tyrant T1000. Not the Terminator, T101. The original Tyrant. He had the jacket on, the straight jacket, to keep his power in check. They kept that as like an inhibitor, so he didn't mutate. He was able to keep it under control, and this that sort of acted like as a shield, as a flak jacket. He's like a body vest, and it's the same here with Nemesis. They've really emphasised that he's wearing that same type of armour, but it's a lot more. It looks like it's obviously a lot more advanced. As Nemesis, if we're going from original Resident Evil 3, Nemesis outlasted all the Tyrants. He was, he actually mutated into his final form using a dead Tyrant. So it was Nemesis is obviously something that Umbrella cooked up, and he was just there to hunt down Stars members specifically because the original Tyrant failed, and the original Tyrant was obviously sent after, to mop up survivors or battle test, and it come across Leon and Claire in number 2. So Nemesis definitely needs this armor, and they made emphasis on that. It looks like skin almost as well, the way it looks like, from this image I'm looking at, it's woven, like just woven leather or woven, fabric, and you've got the caution labels on the shoulders. So obviously it's, it's shown that he's been built, he has been created. He's not just a mutation. He is created by Umbrella. They've sent him out for a specific mission. Another thing that stands out as well is, starting from his face, eye, a lot smaller, not as pronounced, not as large. He's definitely got that, he's mutated to a point where his vision's almost gone, if you like. And he's still got an eye there from the image I'm looking at, facing onwards, but not as prominent as his original eye was. Then you've got obviously the one bugbear I've got at the minute. It's not in this image because he actually looks really good here. But the one bugbear I do have is his side-on image with his mouth. Now here looks really good. Gum to teeth ratio is definitely there, like it was in the original. He had a lot smaller teeth. Wasn't as pronounced in the original. And this one has really got pronounced teeth. His gums are so, they're really got a good gum to teeth ratio here, but still the teeth look incredibly large. And I know he's mutated, I know he's not human, and he's not supposed to look human, but the original Nemesis design had smaller teeth, more gum, and it just looked more, more impactful for me as a fan. As a fan of the original design, obviously, and I do love this design, don't get me wrong, but my bugbear is that he's definitely got too much teeth going on. I mean, it's, I don't know, I want to say it's got that, maybe that Birkin liquor-esque about it. It's got that sort of vibe going on, possibly, but definitely not a massive fan of that. But as time, it'll grow on me. I mean, seeing him in motion will definitely probably change my mind. But for now, the teeth gum ratio, maybe a little less teeth. That's that one bugbear. The nose, the slanted, broken nose look incredible. Obviously, mutation again. He's disfigured. The mutation's taken hold, and they've tried to keep it in check. Just to stop him from over mutating again with the jacket. And this is one thing that obviously we get onto now. But the tubing that runs from his neck, the back of his neck to his chest, it obviously now, in the original design, I took that to be flesh. He's mutated. His collarbone has mutated into maybe some veins or some sort of arteries that have mutated, engorged, for maybe strength purposes. But now they've sort of shifted that design and given him this metal tubing, it almost looks like I wouldn't say a power source, but it looks like it's something that maybe encases his heart. It protects that vital organ, as obviously Tyrant in the original Resident Evil, his heart was always exposed. Resident Evil 2, after Tyrant's straitjacket come off, his heart was exposed. It wasn't encased. It was encased in bone, and it was, when he was set alight at the end, before Leon and Claire escape on the train. But the heart was prominent, and that was his weakness. Once you got that jacket off Tyrant, there you go. His organs are his main organs exposed. That was his weak point. Here it looks like they've Umbrella, obviously now with the original Resident Evil 3 design of Nemesis, organs weren't exposed, but as he mutated and changed, his jacket shredded, and his power, his inhibitor or power inhibitor or inhibitor jacket, just like the Tyrant, is shredded off after battle damage that he had with Jill at the clock tower. That huge battle they had, he lost, and she was infected. Carlos wanted to get the vaccine. When Nemesis comes through the wall in the cathedral, amazing scene, comes straight through the cathedral wall, the clock tower wall, sorry. Carlos is there and Nemesis is mutated. The virus has started to get out of control. It seems that Nemesis can keep it in check to a point, because with Tyrant, if you remember, he just mutated straight out, and that was it. He was in his final phase. And same with Birkin. Every time you took Birkin down, he mutated again. And with Nemesis, you could take him down again and again and again, but he always get back up and come back the same. You take damage, but it seems like the jacket is definitely a key part here, and it's gonna, I think it'll be really powerful when they move on to the final game, and that jacket's gonna play a key role. It's gonna start shredding, I'm thinking, and pieces will fall off, and his mutation will start escaping out. The tendrils that was really a key part of the original Nemesis. Use that to kill Brad and infect Jill. And that's what I love here, is that they've got that metal pipe in it, possibly encasing his heart. You know, probably giving him, pumping blood around his body. Big, you know, a huge, you know, BOW of this kind is obviously going to need a lot of blood. You know, and that heart's probably, you know, going to be, you know, and it's pronounced in his neck. You know, his chest to his neck ratio, massive, you know, muscular shoulders, muscular neck. You know, really exuding power. That if you got hit by this guy, he will break you in half. The original Nemesis had the same thing. He looked powerful. He looked strong. He looked like he'd crush you with his bare hand. And that's the thing about the original Nemesis, which I'm really hoping to do here, by going off that power look, that he'll be able to just, he really has that power, it exudes power, and you know, and he exudes that just that whole sort of behemoth look about him. So getting on to obviously just, you know, discuss his look, skin, excellent tone, great disfigurement. You know, the virus is in check, but he's mutated enough that they've stopped it. He's lost vision in one eye. He's got that small eye now. Maybe he's got minimum vision, possibly. The heart encasement, possibly. This is obviously speculation. Then you've got the muscular power, the strength in the shoulders, the jacket on, same as Tyrant, but a better version. The caution labels he's built. He's built up to be this killer of stars. So that's the visuals of it from what I can see here, what we've got so far. I really like it, barring the teeth and gum thing. Possibly, maybe, hopefully it'll grow on me. Even if it doesn't, I'll still love it anyway, regardless. Absolutely beautiful design. So it's lovely seeing something like characters like this of such iconic status being brought to life in 2019, you know, and 2020 when the game's released. You know, hopefully, obviously no final release date yet, but just to see him there, you know, in front of us, and unexpectedly just appears out of nowhere the other day. Wow, incredible. So yeah, let's go on to the gameplay. I'm thinking, the problem I had with, now I grew up with the games. The films, I do like the films a lot. I know a lot of people don't, but I do like the films. Resident Evil Apocalypse, a lot of people say that's their favourite, and obviously because Nemesis is such an iconic character, and a lot of people like Nemesis because of the way he is. The biggest gripe I have with Nemesis in that film, the massive gripe, is when Alice is fighting Nemesis at the helipad, about to take off after she's come down the rope ascension, or descension, sorry, and she's taking the guards out. They've got the chopper. Nemesis shows up, drops his Gatling gun, which I wasn't too keen on, but don't worry about that. The rocket launcher, amazing. He drops all his weaponry, and they go into a hand-to-hand combat fight. Now, for me, Nemesis is what he was in Resident Evil 3 original. That is Nemesis. Movement, massive haymaker lunges. He gets you in a corner, he's going to grab you, and he's going to pick you up and try and infect you, or choke you, or kill you. That is his goal. You know, that is, you know, if you're a zombie, if you're a BOW, if you're anything else, you're in the way of his target. If his target is stars, and you're in the way of that, he will eliminate you. And I loved the way Nemesis, you know, he had the rocket launcher, he had his, that was his weapon, his key weapon, and his fists, and his speed, which he had over the original, which he had over Tyrant. Unless Tyrant had mutated, Tyrant had no speed. He could walk fast with the jacket on, but as soon as the jacket off, yeah, he gained speed. But Nemesis has speed with the jacket on. That's what makes him so different. That's why he's so superior, in my opinion, to Tyrant, is that he's protected, and he also keeps the speed, power, and the relentless pursuit of, you know, of his target, you know. And Tyrant, and I'm just hoping that they don't do what they did in the film, which is give him a I mean, like, I know the Gatling gun's a cool idea, but I personally, I just don't like the idea of Nemesis running around in Resident Evil 3 remake with a Gatling gun and a rocket launcher on one arm and a Gatling gun in the other. What, he sits there spraying and praying at you and shoots a rocket launcher at you. It just doesn't. It doesn't fit him. I mean, the rocket launcher fitted him, covered in blood, rusted, battle damaged rocket launcher, like he's just picked up with some dead soldier or dead cop from Raccoon City. He just saw his weapon and thought, I'll have that. You know, it's very I mean, it's very obviously Umbrella are going to give him all the tools they can to help his mission, but he has all the tools. He's a BOW. He's been built to perfection in their eyes. He's got protection. He's powerful. He's strong. He's fast. He's quick. So that's their weaponry side. But the hand-to-hand combat thing, like I said about the haymakers, the punches, the grappling, what they did in the film, and I really hated this. And as soon as I saw it, I just thought, oh, it turned my stomach. He does a high kick. I don't know how long it's been since you guys have watched the film, but when you watch it, Nemesis does a high kick to Alice's head, like a proper taekwondo high kick, and I'm like, why? Nemesis doesn't kick. If they had the technology, maybe, when they brought this game out originally, maybe that was the vision of the director. But when I watched the director's commentary on another streamer's video, I'm going to shout him out. I know I said I wouldn't shout out to anybody, but I love this video of the director's commentary. It's Carcinogen SDA. He did director's commentary with the Resident Evil 3 director, and forgive me, I've completely forgotten his name. I'll get that up. So he did the director's commentary, and it was fantastic. You just listening to Shinji. Apologies, let me just had it there. The directors, Shinji Mikami was, and then Kazuhiro Oyama. Shinji Mikami and Kazuhiro Oyama. I think it was Shinji Mikami was on the video, I believe. But yeah, so it was just the way he talked about Nemesis and his passion for how he wanted him to be. I don't think he ever mentioned high kicks. I mean, if in the remake, Nemesis maybe does a big boot or something, I don't know, runs at you, and he can just sort of like just maybe pin you with his foot or pin you against the wall with his foot. Because obviously graphics today, we can do all that. Well, they can do all that. An idea of that Nemesis is chasing you, and he pins you with his foot. And you're under his boot, and he's just crushing you slowly, your chest or your head. Yeah, believable. But I don't want to see Nemesis start doing taekwondo kicks and back and roundhouses with his legs. It just does not fit. Nemesis is not a martial artist, and the film made him look like he was a little bit. And he's doing all these blocks and out his arms. I'm like, come on. That's the one thing the film got wrong. You have the perfect design of a character built for you. All you've got to do is take it and just use that design. Don't add to it. Don't add on martial arts expertise. It's not the Matrix. It's not downloading like attacks. But anyway, that's another things gameplay wise. Keep the rocket launcher, definitely. Gatling gun, don't need it, lose it. Personally, I think that Nemesis could, he just have him appear 10 times more frequently. I mean, Tyrant in the Resident Evil 2 remake, he was always there. Great way they had did that. Obviously teleported when needed, but he was generally just walking around the RPD searching for you. Loved it. Nemesis, same thing here. Give me open world Raccoon. Maybe not even open world. Give me portions of Raccoon City and do the same thing you did there with Tyrant. Have him hunting you. And if a zombie or a BOW is in his way, anything's in his way, eliminate it. He eliminates it. And he's been there. Let's say you go for a door. There's corpses everywhere. Freshly mowed down zombies. And you think, right, these guys have been cleaned up. What's going on? Boom. Nemesis comes out the door. He's just been through here, but he's come back through. He can hear you. He just knows, stars. You hear it. Oh, shit, he's in the area. You can hear him. And then the music kicks on. The beat comes in. The ambience changes. Everything gets a bit tense. You're like, oh, Nemesis is here. And he's just charging down the street. I'm just have visions of him like, I remember in Operation Raccoon City, the DLC, you're playing as the Mercs, and you've got Jill running towards you, and Nemesis is chasing her, and he's just smashing cars out of the way, left and right to get to her. Give me that. Give me Jill running down Raccoon City streets, and you jump a car in a QTE event, or don't even have to be that, just her going over a car, in a cutscene, and Nemesis just comes ploughing through this car. He ploughs through it. Oh, give me that relentless Nemesis. That's what I'm talking about. I just want to see Nemesis's power. I just want him to see coming through walls and windows, left, right, centre. The doors get smashed in. The rocket launcher is in full effect. You can take it out, but you've got to aim at that rocket launcher. You know, he's, you know, aiming's probably not even going to be. I mean, I know you could aim at Tyrant in Resident Evil 2 remake. You could pop him in the head and stun him. You can't stun Nemesis. He's coming at you. So about he's dashing, and Nemesis could dodge in the original. He could dodge. You shoot him with a rocket launcher if you unlocked it, and you shot him with the rocket. He could dodge a rocket. He'd just do that, and the rocket would fly past. It, you know what I mean? That's the genius of that game. Is that you got something this intelligent. That where every other enemy in the game from 1 to 2 is just taking bullets, like they're just eating them. Like Birkin just ate it. He just ate bullets for breakfast. Nemesis was like, well, I know I'm going to get hit. I'm going to dodge, and he dodges that projectile. Give me some of that. I'm not saying he has to dodge bullets, but give me a Nemesis that does that. I mean, I know Tyrant in Resident Evil 2 does that. Arm up, blocks his face so he doesn't get stunned. Give me that. Give me the cross guard. Maybe give me a cross guard. Nemesis chasing, just running straight at you, cross guarding, blocking his head. You're getting hit. Even if it just shunts you back and you crash into a wall in an environment and it stuns Jill and you're stunned for a moment, but you got a bit of recovery. Nemesis is recovering. He obviously takes his arms down to see where you are and you're recovering still. That's your fault for trying to shoot Nemesis while he's charging at you. He knows he's going to get shot. He's blocking. These are gameplay things, that I'm just speculating, honestly. But I can just, you can just, if you're a fan like me, and you can just, you probably got more. You guys probably have more ideas. I mean, I'm just sort of spitballing while I'm doing this video. But yeah, that's my idea, and that's my thoughts on Nemesis anyway. So let's go to Jill and Carlos. I'll speak about them together. I've read a few things about people not liking the way Jill looks, and Carlos looks a bit different. Well, he looks a lot different. He's definitely not going to say ginger, it's probably the wrong word, but his original design was definitely in the orange variety. But yeah, we'll start with Jill. Looks absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to swear, but I love Jill. I mean, I've sworn already, sorry, but I actually love Jill in this. She looks incredible. She looks like she's been through it. She's got the Stars elbow pad on. She's got the badge on, the belt. She's got the gun holster hanging over her. She's got the bit that Carlos gives her in the tram in the original. She's obviously wearing that here. She's got a radio thing on her neck, like you talk that way. That's definitely on there. She looks toned. She looks muscular, not in too muscular, but she looks like she's trained. She looks like she's military trained, expertly trained, stars level trained. She's been through, Resident Evil 1. She's learned from it. She's come back. It's hardened her. She doesn't trust people. She only trusts Chris. Chris isn't around. He's gone. She looks like a woman who has no trust left in her, and it's like, I've got to get out of this city. It's kicked off, and I've got to get out. But she looks like she's ready to go. Hair looks great. Her face looks amazing. She looks really, not young, but she looks, how do I say it? She looks mature, and she just beautiful design. Really, and the dress isn't OT. She's not got that crop thing going on. It's definitely looks like it's definitely over the shoulder thing here. It's not cropping. It's on crop top she's wearing or whatever. Obviously you can't see anything lower on this image. Maybe there's another one. No, I think. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, she's got the crop, no crop top over the shoulder. She's got the dress. She's got like a zip up top, but she's got an under top underneath. She's ready for. She's ready. She looks like she's got movement. She can move her arms and that, and she's not afraid that when she jumps over something or gets attacked, all the goods are gonna fall out or anything like that. It looks a bit more sensible. What do I want from Jill gameplay wise? Probably just a bit more, maybe like I want a bit more not backstory on Jill, because we all know about Jill, but I want her character to be more, probably more fleshed out. I want her to have just more interaction with Carlos. I want them to talk more. have more time together, not Resident Evil 5 time, like Shiva Alamar style with Chris Redfield, but maybe just having Carlos around and they're talking to each other. They run into a pack of zombies or dogs, and Carlos says something and Jill comes back with a comment. A bit of witty banter. A bit of like obviously Carlos finds her attractive and he doesn't make no secret of it, and she's like shrugs him off like, you need to calm down, boy. Just give me some of that. Just give me some character development over the story so when we get to the end of this journey, we feel them like grow as a pair. We feel them get closer and need each other, rather than her just saying, "You're in my way." Like, I'm getting out of the city and I want to work alone. I don't trust you. I can't trust you. I was betrayed by my STARS leader, my team leader, and turns out he's like one of the head scientists of Umbrella. And then you've got like, Chris is not around and she's alone in this, really. She's got no one to trust but herself. I want to see that growth, that dependence on Carlos. He's obviously an Umbrella merc. He's not hired, but doesn't directly, work for Umbrella. He's not a hunks type-esque soldier. He's a mercenary, hired hand, hired gun, like he described in the original. He needs her as much as she needs him. He's got a team of guys. Obviously we know what happens with them if you played the original. But he's got a team of guys he can trust, but he knows that she's valuable because she's part of STARS, and he knows what STARS are. He's obviously been briefed. And he's there to rescue civilians, and she's, as far as he's concerned, she's a civilian. So his mission is to protect civilians and get them out, and her mission is to get out of Raccoon City, but on her own terms. And you just see that growth. It'd be really nice. But yeah, as far as the character goes, looks great. Carlos, let's start with Carlos. Like I said earlier, Orange is gone. He's not clean shaven like he was in the original, so that's it's good to see. I love the way he looks. I mean, I'm gonna say this, and don't mean it in a bad way or anything. As soon as I saw Carlos, I just thought to myself, he looked really like, I don't know, I wouldn't say Mexican, that's the wrong thing. I wouldn't say Mexican, but he definitely has that. He definitely got that sort of Spanish, It just, if any of you have played Tekken and you got Miguel from Tekken, he's got the long wavy hair, like really thick hair, and that stubble beard. He's got that real Spanish vibe about him, like Latino. He's really like he definitely looks like he fits the accent that Carlos had. When Carlos came out in the original, calm down, lady, and all that. He's got that. He's not just doing it to sort of play up his accent. He's doing it because that is his accent. That's who he is. He's that nationality. That's his, like Oded Fair in, I'm sorry, I pronounced that right. Oded Fair in the Resident Evil Apocalypse film, when he played Carlos, his accent was perfect. He was perfect, Carlos. The hair was a bit short, but that was their vision for him. Fair enough, and it's not too far off this. Dark hair, stubble beard, but his hair's obviously a bit longer here. He gave Oded Fair his like mummy hair that he had in the Mummy franchise. You pretty much got Carlos right there. That's your Carlos, and the accent. You get that accent on, man. I'll even have Oded Fair voice him. Excellent. Let's go. And he looks great. The guns are back. The M4. I'm assuming it's an M4. It looks great. He's tacked up, tack vest. He's got great design. He looks ready. He's obviously looks like he's seen a few battles. He looks battle hardened. He doesn't look like he's just sort of been thrown into it. And from Carlos, like I said, with Jill, development, story, connection, build. I also want to see with Carlos, I do want to see something like maybe a bit more playtime with him. I know you do get, I mentioned it earlier, there's a section with Carlos where he gets the vaccine for Jill after she's infected, and Nemesis attacks him, and he goes to the hospital, and he sees a betrayal from Nikolai there. If he doesn't know Nikolai's betrayed him already, he sees the betrayal of Nikolai from there. And just want to see more of Carlos. He spends a lot of the game sort of around the same areas as Jill, but you never see him because obviously the original didn't have that sort of, maybe it was just time, or obviously the discs and stuff like that. But give me more Carlos. I really liked his character. He's sort of like yeah, but I put him in the same category as Billy from Resident Evil Zero. He's there and he's not. So he's like he's in Resi 3 and he's gone. He's gone. But Carlos is always the one that kind of, over Billy and Carlos, I think people would probably gravitate more to Carlos. That's personally I did. I always thought Carlos was a better character than Billy. Billy was very kind of plain Jane. He was kind of like, I've got a tribal tattoo and that's it. Help you out whenever and see you later. End of the game. Nothing really. He just had a bit of backstory about some dead soldiers, but Carlos is a merc. He could have stories to tell. He could. His expert. He just, you don't get, I mean, this is the thing as well, he's been hired by Umbrella as a merc. What do they do? Pick up the phone and go, oh, by the way, I need 10 of your best mercs to drop into Raccoon City, rescue some survivors. Possibly, maybe the Umbrella did do that, but let's hear about how, let's see him come in, let's see some more mercs, let's see a battle, like, the opening scene of Resident Evil 3. That great battle at the start, all the cops and the soldiers, getting in there, taking the hordes of zombies out. They just get overrun, and the mercs will get taken out one by one. You want some more? I loved it. Great, the grenades, and they go die. And then just they all get taken out bit by bit. And you think, oh, they're all wiped out. But these guys are like, let's see some more. Let's see some more mercs. Let's have, give me some. You got DLC for Miles and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, and there's so much you could do with Carlos. You get so much playability with him. Nemesis interactions as well. Like, it's very short stint of interactions with Nemesis with Carlos. He comes in the restaurant, you throw the gas lamp, boom, Nemesis goes down, or you can fight. Use Carlos as a shield and just gun Nemesis down. But let's see some Carlos interaction. Let's see Nemesis go for Carlos as well. It's like, he's not a STARS member, but he's assisting a STARS member. He's as good as a STARS member. He's with his target. You can't eliminate a target if it's being defended by something. So instantly he's like, Nemesis should be, he's smart enough, obviously, kill this merc to kill my target. I can't go straight for my target because it's being defended. It's just, let's see Carlos sort of commit to that defending, because obviously it's Jill's always fighting Nemesis, obviously rightly so, but Carlos isn't going to just, there's a bit of in the original, they have a little bit of an argument outside the restaurant, and he's like, oh, you want to join us, it's fine, think about it, and legs it. It's like, no, don't go anywhere, Carlos. It should be more like, I want you to join us, Jill, we need you, I've got some mercenaries about the tram, we've got a plan. Come with me. Let's work together. We can't survive on our own here. No one can. Just look around. Jill could be like, oh, Carlos. All right, I'll trust you. But if I sense anything funny, I'm out. I'm leaving you. I'm gone. All right, no worries. Let's go. Boom. Carlos is with you from point A to tram or whatever. Nemesis interactions. He's chasing down the street. There's you have a little battle there. They can discuss things, a little cutscene here and there, more survivors. Actually, and that's just characters alone. I mean, then you've got, like, they did such a good job with Leon and Claire, and then obviously Marvin in the police station. And that was just really just one environment. You spend most of your time in RPD, then you're headed off to the sewers, then they lead you straight into the lab. Here you've got Raccoon City. In all areas, and then you've got like bosses in between Nemesis, more BOWs. Give me more BOWs in between. I know Nemesis is the main thing, but then you've got like the worm, and then you've got like just, I think really it was just just mainly just the worm, wasn't it? That was just like the main enemy other than Nemesis. So it's just it's just really. It'd be really interesting to have something a bit more, a bit more fleshed out and that for characters to like sort of bond over. But then there's obviously the modes and stuff, mercenaries. Then you've got like the you know, the survivors, and you know, all the content you could put on top of it. So much to play with in Resident Evil 3. So much to play with. It's a more of a open. It's got an open narrative. Keep it close to the original, but not too close that you can't have creative license with it, like they did with Remake on 2. You created more areas. You changed the layout. You made it more aesthetically beautiful. Do the same here. You know, do the same here. Just give me, or give us, the fans, give us a Raccoon City that we've only seen in Operation Raccoon City. I mean, Operation Raccoon City, a lot of people crap on that game, but I'm telling you now, you play through that game, ignore its flaws, and you've got yourself there a Raccoon City with tons of different areas. You know, Umbrella proper mercenaries making their way out, betrayed by the company. You know, and just had the whole, like, just seeing the areas of Raccoon City in at the time of the game's release, really good graphics. You know, and having boss battles with 2 tyrants, because obviously there was more than one tyrant that was dropped, and you're having boss battles with another couple of tyrants with these Umbrella mercs, and you're taking them out, and then you got to obviously battle Nemesis to get him under control, to send him off to do his mission, because they lost control of him apparently. That's another thing, I suppose, coming back to Nemesis, is, you know, the whole remote control situation. It's like, I don't want someone on a joystick going, oh, like, you know, target A, target B, eliminate. They created him, he has a target, you know, let's just say it's a DNA, he uses DNA or something to figure it out, let him loose in Raccoon City, and he just goes for it. He can just identify targets by maybe blood or something like that. I don't know how he identifies STARS members, but they obviously do it. It'd be nice to maybe hear a bit more about that. You know, just files on Nemesis or something like that, or maybe a Umbrella researcher, or anyone who's involved in Umbrella could give us a bit more light on the situation. I mean, I could go on for ages about this, but I think that sort of covers what I really wanted to talk about, and sort of some of my ideas and views on it all. But yeah, I hope, you know, whoever's watching this or listening to it, if you're just listening, enjoyed that little conversation. I'd love to hear your feedback. If anyone does watch this, please comment, subscribe if you like, because I do want to do more of these, and if obviously people interested and they want to discuss more things, and I'm always happy for a chat about Resident Evil or any game series really that, you know, I've played. I don't want to obviously speak to people about games because I haven't played, but I'll probably do a video on that as well, things I've played and things I love, you know, series wise. But for now, I'll stick to Resident Evil because it's the hot thing right now, you know, with this poster being leaked. And yeah, I look forward to talking to some people about it and hearing your ideas and thoughts, and bouncing ideas back and forth, and just getting ready for the game's release. You know, it's been great for Resident Evil this last year or so, you know, with RE2 remake and now this, and I'm really excited for the sort of Outbreak. I can't remember the name of it. I played the beta for it. The Resident Evil sort of, like, you know, you've got the 4 survivors and the mastermind. Can't remember the name of it for my life of me. Let me just quickly check that. Pardon me. Yeah, Project Resistance, sorry. Project Resistance. I really enjoyed Project Resistance. I really liked it. I played Mastermind for most of it, but yeah, I liked it. It's a lot of fun. It's Resident Evil, man. You know, it's not everything Resident Evil done has been amazing, but still, it's Resident Evil. You know, it's just, for me, it's the one true zombie horror franchise. I think it's just, you know, if someone said to me, you know, what types of zombies, if there was ever a zombie, what type of zombie would it be? I'd say a Resident Evil zombie. You know, that's the way I envisioned it, sort of thing. That would be my go-to zombie apocalypse, would be Resident Evil. But anyway, thanks for watching. Again, subscribe, comment, you know, I will reply. And thanks again. Thanks a lot.